Okay, in the past, let's say 1.5 to 2 months, I haven't really been working that much because I'm moving. You guys have probably heard that 100 times by now. But I'm really moving right now, and it's such a pain in the ass. You don't even know. Just, if you don't necessarily have to, just don't move, just whatever. It's a bad tip right now because I actually think it's really good if you get new surroundings and if you grow and you get something new. Like I got myself this townhouse, but I still have my old apartment. It's such a pain. It's just a pain. Let's not get sidetracked here. Because of this whole thing, because of my moving situation, I haven't really been able to work as much as I should have. Work in this case means produce video content here on YouTube, produce stuff for Instagram as well, the funnels behind that, my email list, stuff for my black file, for my other coaching clients, consulting clients, and let alone for my agency. The past 1.5 to 2 months. Yeah. And then I kind of get really stressed out whenever I think about it. You know this feeling when you're like, okay, I don't do as much as I should do. I should work more. You get stressed and you stop to get creative. Like for myself, every time when I'm stressed, creativity down at a low point. Every cool idea that I have, and I have a list of 100 video ideas, for example, right here. I look at this and I'm like, not a single video is cool. Then I guess that's just the mind playing games with you. And, if you go online, they're like, hustle, you gotta hustle, you have to work, you have to do this X and Y, otherwise you won't get ahead. And even though I think this is actually true, in essence, not always, I made some videos about that, I still get stressed out about it. Until I look at my revenue numbers, or actually profit numbers. It's pretty much almost the same here with my brand, with my personal brand, with all the things that I do. So in this video, it's been kind of like a long intro, but in this video, we're going to talk about how I make money, how you can actually make money without doing a lot of work. You don't have to tell you beforehand. It's not like this one thing that all of those gurus out there say, wow, you just have to follow my system and just execute upon my system. Don't even think about it. And without work, you're going to get there. No, it's actually quite the opposite. But, I'm here to lay everything on the table, tell you how it's really like to be a personal brand, I don't even know what I am. Let's take a look at this together. Let's take a look at my revenue numbers together. And talking about this alone just gets me stressed all over again. I should work more, but that helps me get de-stressed as well. Don't drink and drive. Not that this is alcohol. Just some dirty water. Greetings to the people who know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so let's hop into, are we recording already here? Yeah, let's hop into my revenue numbers because I don't even know them myself. Yeah, I have a couple of different payment processors. Don't ask me why. Yeah, it's a mess sometimes. I'm not the best organized person. I just tell you how it is, which means you don't have to be as well, even though it sometimes is quite okay if you are. It certainly helps. But if you just look at this, for example, last month, 18,000 euros. This is one part of the thing. They have this other thing called Thrive Card right now, $4,500. It's currently October 14. Then there's some other things that I don't even want to get into, some other investments that I have. Some, affiliate marketing, for example, it's not accounted in there. YouTube ad revenue also, by the way. So, I don't even want to count that together right now, but let's just assume, let's just take whatever, 20,000. Let's just say $20,000, okay? In the past, or last month or something like this. You get the idea. By the way, I'm going to refresh this right here so I'm not one of those people that just Photoshop or something like this. Well, that was today, month to date, as you can see. So, I'm not a liar. It's actually not so bad, if you ask me. This number's for actually not doing a lot of work. And this is where this magic word called passive income comes into play. And basically, it's actually not really, it's not really passive. And actually, no, basically, there was once a drinking game. People sent me a video where they were, whenever I said basically, I think basically, or something like this, they always had to drink. Guess what happened? They were drunk pretty fast. Anyway, these passive income streams that I built myself are actually not really passive. They are right now for the time being, But if we're being totally honest with each other, it's not really passive. Not, at least not in my case, you know, because first of all, the initial workload of setting all these things up was just a pain in the ass. You know, it's a lot of work. It usually is a little bit of work to maintain at least, but setting this whole thing up and actually figuring out what works and what doesn't work, and you know, dialing in all the metrics and stuff like that took months. Anyway, so let's take a look exactly what these income streams were, and talk about all the systems that I have right now into play and how I maintain them to actually not have to work a lot. And I'm going to also tell you one downfall of this whole thing and why I think it's actually not the best solution, even though right now it actually helps me out pretty much. What's going on with the Apple Pencil? Is that a real pencil? Seems like somebody threw this down. Was it my mate? Because she always likes to throw. Can you buy a new tip? It seems like you can. Oh, crap. Anyway, so this whole thing obviously starts with the traffic, you know, because without traffic, all the systems that you set up are nothing. So you're going to have to start somewhere with the traffic. Obviously, in my case, obviously that's YouTube quite a bit. There's a lot, you know, the more YouTube videos I make, the more high quality YouTube videos I make, the more people come into my funnel. I'm going to tell you more about that later. Then there's Instagram, obviously, you know, my whole Instagram profile. There's other Instagram profiles as well that actually, you know, send traffic for me and, you know, work for me. And then there's obviously the ad component right here, which is also kind of a, you know, a very important part here in this whole equation. But don't worry, you don't necessarily have to start with this. I didn't, but if you do, yeah, you can do a lot. So there's the passive, and there's kind of like my funnel, or let's just say this whole thing is what I call, I can't write, my personal brand. Okay, all the traffic sources together, this whole thing is my personal brand. Now, obviously, I have some income streams, you know, that are, some of them are more passive than the other ones. So the more passive ones, and it's always depends on how you look at it. It's first of all YouTube ad revenue, even though it's only half passive. If I think about it right now, the YouTube ad revenue, yeah, it's gone down obviously quite a bit because I didn't make as many videos as I usually do. But still, the old videos still keep, you know, generating some views and I get some money. So this is kind of more or less passive, even though it might go down. It just continues to go down, you know, the less I make videos. Then there is obviously affiliate marketing. This is actually really passive. We're going to talk about how I get, you know, how I turn those people from here into, you know, affiliate people who buy something in a second. And then there's my online courses that I have running and other informational products that I have running. Also, my ghost follower service that my agency has, ghost follower removal and analyzation service, is, at least for me, and I'm just talking about me being the personal brand behind you know, all of this, is actually pretty passive. Then there's some not so passive ones, which is obviously things that have a lot to do, which is the agency part. You know, if you guys don't know me, if you're new here, I run a social media marketing agency. You know, we grow Instagram profiles. We help you, you know, scale up your funnels and stuff like this. I have this as well, but still, right now my workload is actually right now for the time being kind of like at a very, very bare minimum, and I feel bad for saying this. The basic funnel, there's a few funnels that I have running. I talk about this a whole lot more in depth in my black file, for example. But yeah, I basically from ads, Instagram, and YouTube, I funnel people over to some sign up thing. Usually always. Then I have some email list as well going on, and yeah, my organic traffic from Instagram plus YouTube. And yeah, this is where I sent the people those things. All of these things, you know, the offers, the value emails, some other things, all happen automatically. You know, this is the important thing, automatically. Because a lot of people text me, you know, DM me, and they're like, you sent quite a lot of emails and you do a lot of stuff. No, it's obviously automated. automatically. So everything happens automatically, which means you have to set this whole thing up beforehand. Kind of a pain in the ass. Usually always have to refine the processes, always have to track the numbers. Could be that things stop working, could be that, time just passes on, and you're gonna see that your numbers start to plummet, then you're gonna get stressed again, stuff like this. But basically once it's set up, you have a running system once it's set up, at least that, and then you can kind of adjust from there on, which I have right now. And then the agency right now is, a lot of the work is with my co-founder, obviously, greetings to my friend here, Roland, and some other people who work for me, some employees that we have, some contractors that we have, or freelancers that we have. So basically it's outsource, my part being, I set up the systems, my part being I still send the traffic over, not there, but to the agency as well. I sent the traffic, and there's some automated things, but big part actually that requires people to do is actually outsourced, which leaves my workload with a bare minimum of less than an hour a day. And if you look at this, it might look a little bit complicated right now, but it's actually not. Am I recording? Otherwise, I'm just going to shoot myself in the head. But like I said, there's a huge workload beforehand. But once it's set up and running, you can kind of sit back and relax. And I think you should take this still with a grain of salt. Don't literally sit back and relax. I mean, you could do that if you're okay with your status quo right now, but it's not really safe. It's not really secure because, the market is fluctuating. The world is fluctuating. Things could go pretty fast. We saw it in 2020, by the way. And it could be fast. And you're back kind of at zero again. This happened to me a little bit more 1.5 or 2 years ago. I had some systems set up, but kind of in a bad way. It plummeted down, and I was almost at zero, which was kind of bad. And another thing that you should never forget, this should not be the status quo where you're never going to do a lot of work and you're just sitting back. In my case, I just have to use my time otherwise. But real growth cannot happen that way. If I'm not really there, if I just rely on my systems that I set up, what if something stops working? There's obviously a ton of things that I could improve, a ton of things that I could tweak. And if I would do that and not just sit back, relax, and really focus on the stuff that's important, set up new funnels and campaigns and autoresponders and stuff like this, better content, I could probably 10x what I get, pretty easily. So take it with a grain of salt if you're kind of the lazy one like I am, actually. It does work, but just be clear that it's not the safest way to go about these things. Anyway, this was a quick overview on how right now the things are happening for me financially, and how I set my stuff up. If you want more of these videos, if you want to go a little bit more in depth into all of these systems, just shoot me a comment down below. Tell me you like videos like this or whatever. I'm gonna see you in a couple of days, my friends. Thanks for watching, and Dominators. Soon there will be the special 50K live stream, 50,000 subscriber live stream. Bye.